Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia, I am the Mindful Tarot Coach and this is your weekly dose of Mindful Tarot Coaching. 3 questions, 6 cards, several interpretations are waiting for you. As always, I invite you to listen carefully, pick what resonates and translate it to your own life and create your very own individual meaning. I like to emphasize this because this is going to be a collective general reading. That is why it is especially important that you pick only what resonates. Alright then, after this usual intro and disclaimer, we can get started. Well, in case you have been following the channel, you may know that recently we have been dealing with topics like renewal, changing beliefs, leaving old shit behind, and getting out of our comfort zone. Well, the good news is that we are going to get a kind of similar message for the next week. So life is kind to us and repeats the messages that we are supposed to hear to finally do our homework. The bad news is, however, that this time it is going to be a bit more direct and even shaky. If I have to sum in some bullet points up in what I have here in front of the table, I would say destruction, renewal, transformation and introspection. And having said that, let's take a closer look. Well, before I dive in, a word of warning here. Please fasten your seatbelt because as I said, what we have here as a main significator, as a main topic, is going to be kind of shaky. The main significator of the week is the Tower. And if that wouldn't be enough, we have here also a 10 of Swords. Ding, ding, ding. 2 super strong cards. First, let's take a look at the Tower. You may know that the Tower is all about destruction, transformation, upheaval, sudden change, sudden revelation, and the like. And indeed, more often than not, it is about an unexpected event that reveals some inconvenient truths, destroys some illusions, and old limiting beliefs that are no longer working for us. The Tower event is not a pleasant one. It is going to be shaky, it is going to be destructive, it is going to be painful, frustrating, and also can shake you to the foundation, to the core of your being, because again, it shakes your very, very basic beliefs. And it can be that it is going to shake and destroy a complete mindset or paradigm, right? So be prepared for this. If you are prepared, it may be still painful. However, it is going to be easier for you to go through this. So this is one thing. Again, the Tower is going to be painful, but the good side of it, that it is going to contribute to your renewal. And this is something to keep in mind because again, it's not going to be a nice ride. Well, we also have here a 10 of Swords, a very similar card. The 10 of Swords is also about a very painful ending. It can mean betrayal, loss, grief, anger, being betrayed or backstabbed by someone. It is also a very painful event, and therefore I think it's good if you get prepared for this too. However, I would like to emphasize one thing, and that is the following. These both cards are very painful. They are not nice. They bring a lot of pain, frustration, anger, and other unpleasant feelings with themselves. However, and this is the main message, they both stand for mental transformation. And this is very important because, again, as we have seen already, also in the recent weeks, and this time too, it is about self-limiting beliefs that are no longer working for us anymore. So these events are actually at the end of the day serving us, and they help us to demolish and destruct everything that keeps us back from improving, everything, all kind of self-limiting beliefs and illusions and the like that are blocking us actually from growth. And therefore these two cards are actually kind of positive because they contribute to a renewal and they prepare the new ground, the new foundation for something much better and something new. So please keep this in mind when things start to get shaky. Well, the good news is that this was the shittiest part of the reading, and now we can take a look at the next two columns and see what is the potential in all this. Well, as I have already said, these two cards that we have just analyzed, they both stand for transformation and awakening in some way, right? And this is confirmed by the Judgment card that has popped up in the next column. The Judgment is a super nice card. It is also a kind of transformation, change and rebirth. As you can see, this angel is calling us. It invites us to literally emerge out of our cages, out of these really, really dark boxes. And this actually reminds me to the Tower, right? So they have both these similarities together, that we are kind of logged into some cages, and here we are going to have the opportunity to emerge, to get out of this box, not only think but also to get out of these boxes, and this is great. So the good news is that we are going to have the opportunity after this trial to rebirth, to renew. And the important part of this is going to be, by the way, do some self-assessment and self-reflection work, because this is going to support this new renewal and transformation. So this is one thing, and I think this is very promising, and again confirms this positive aspect of these two really shitty cards. All right, what we have here as a complementary card from the Minor Arcana is a Four of Coins. And this is actually a very interesting card here, and can go several ways as always. So the first thing that comes into my mind is the positive aspect of this card, which is being stable, being on the ground, being grounded literally, because as you can see, this guy is sitting in a very stable position, right? So this is one thing, and that reminds me of the possibility that after these shaky events, we can find a solid ground again and feel stable and secure. This is one way to go. However, I think that another aspect, another interpretation fits much better into the narrative, and that is the following. I think that chances are that we may still insist on certain things. So even all this happens, we may still be clinging on things like values, ideas, concepts, or material things like money and the like, as this guy does. And this reminds me of the importance of renewal and letting go of everything that we thought is important for us in this context, right? So again, I see here as a kind of a warning that no matter what storms are coming, we are still kind of, we are still in this logged in position. As you can see, this guy, and the problem with this position is that it is very closed. It keeps us back from embracing new opportunities, because as you can see, he is clinging with both hands and with his whole body on this stuff. And again, this speaks against freedom and renewal. So I think this is a very interesting pairing here. Now, finally, last but not least, let's take a look at the advice cards and see how can we make the best, the most out of it. And what we have here is a hermit paired with a two of wands. Another interesting couple. First, let's take a look at the hermit. He's a very interesting guy. He's an old, wise guy. He is someone who knows that the truth is always within. And that's why he seeks isolation and tries to be alone for a while in order to meditate about things, to reassess things, and to do some self-evaluation and self-assessment. And when I mention self-assessment, this reminds me of this other card, the Judgment, because as we have already mentioned here, it is also about self-reflection work. And I think they are very much in sync with each other. So the Hermit invites us, just like this card, to do some self-assessment work, to do some self-reflection. And what I also very strongly feel is that it invites us to re-evaluate things. So after some illusions have collapsed here, it is going to be important to think about those things and to see, to really dig deep and to ask ourselves some questions like, what is really truly important for me? What do I really value, right? And I would like to emphasize this aspect, this re-evaluation aspect, because we have seen here the Four of Coins. And this tells me again that we still may be clinging on some values, mental values or material values too much. And therefore the Hermit invites us also to re-evaluate our connection or attitude regarding material values. This is another interesting aspect. It may be also a good idea to do that. So this is one thing. Another thing with the Hermit is that he has this light in his hand, and I would like to emphasize this as a sign of hope, because it remembers us that the light is always within. And even if we have to go through a difficult process with the Tower and Ten of Swords, even if we have to walk through the darkness, we have the light within and there is hope. So you will find the way out. And what we also have here as a complementary card is the Two of Wands. And this completes the Hermit in a very interesting way. And I would like to show you how similar these two cards are. And leave it to you first what comes into your mind when you take a look at these two cards. Well, what I feel here is, after doing this introspection and after sorting out our ideas and finding a new foundation or base for ourselves, we also have an invitation from the Two of Wands to plan things anew, right? So make new plans and taking a look at new horizons and making new plans. I think this is what the Two of Wands is all about. So after we have sorted the old shit out, we can start to make new plans based on these new values and new ideas. And this is what the Two of Wands invites us to. So again, widening our horizon and trying to make new plans, which is great because it speaks for the positive side of all of this destruction what we have seen here. All right, then, super interesting as always, right? Now, let's take a look at the whole constellation. So, quick sum up. Again, what is pretty sure is that some painful ending is going to wait for us the next week. Chances are that we are going to experience some stormy ending, destruction of some illusions, beliefs and ideas. This is going to be painful. It's going to suck, But remember that this is going to contribute to some renewal and rebirth, and this is the positive side of this. We can grab this potential and unfold it in case we are ready to do some self-reflection, reevaluate things, and sort out our ideas, beliefs and values as we have seen here, and leave everything behind that blocks us from embracing new horizons, right? If we are ready to do so, again, we can turn these shitty events into a very, very promising rebirth and transformation, and this is cool. All right, then, this is my interpretation, but I am super curious about yours. You are more than welcome to comment regarding this. You are also welcome to subscribe, to like, and to share the video. I would like to thank you for your attention. Thanks for showing up. I wish you a great, wonderful week ahead. Hold on. See you next week. Till then, take care of yourselves. Ciao.